You're meeting your soulmate on Monday. Here's the location. Beloved soul, something within you paused for a reason. This message did not find you by accident. There is a hidden current moving through your life right now, a quiet shift in the universe that has been preparing your heart for a moment you once prayed for, even if you've forgotten the prayer itself. If you're feeling an unexplainable pull, a gentle restlessness, or a sense that something is about to change, this is your confirmation. The divine has been aligning paths behind the scenes, softly, patiently, waiting for the perfect timing to reveal what was always meant for you. You may have felt alone in your journey, wondering if your story was being overlooked. But the truth is, nothing about your path has been random. Every delay, every lesson, every moment of healing was guiding you closer to a connection that matches your soul's frequency. There is something sacred unfolding, something hidden that is now ready to come into the light. The universe does not rush what is meant to be eternal, it prepares it. And right now, in this very moment, you are being gently awakened to a truth that has been waiting for you to receive it. The signs are becoming clearer, the energy around you is shifting, and your intuition is beginning to whisper louder than ever before. Trust that whisper. Trust the feeling that brought you here. Because this is more than coincidence, this is alignment. You're meeting your soulmate on Monday. Here's the location. Read that again, slowly. Let it settle into your spirit. This is not just a sentence, it is a divine nudge, a message encoded with timing and purpose. Monday is not just a day, it is a doorway. A moment where energies align, where two paths that were always destined to cross finally do. And the location is not only a physical place, it is also an emotional and spiritual readiness within you. You are being guided exactly where you need to be, at exactly the right time. You don't need to chase, you don't need to force anything. Simply remain open, present, and aware. The universe has already orchestrated the meeting. All you have to do is trust the flow and recognize the moment when it arrives. This connection will feel different, calm yet powerful, familiar yet new. It will not confuse your soul, it will recognize it. So as you move forward, carry this quiet knowing in your heart: you are not behind, you are not forgotten, and you are not alone. Something beautiful is unfolding for you right now, even if you cannot fully see it yet. Stay open to the signs, stay grounded in your truth, and allow the divine timing to reveal itself. If this message touched something deep within you, don't ignore it. Like this message, share it with someone who needs this divine reminder, and subscribe to the channel to stay aligned with these spiritual insights. And most importantly, watch this video until the end, because the universe still has something more to reveal just for you. Did you know there's a possible image of your real soulmate that you can look at right now? It might be someone you know or someone you haven't met yet. It's amazing how accurate these have been. You have to see the photo to see what I mean. Click the link in the description to get your soulmate sketch. Hear this in stillness, for I speak not in noise but in the quiet space between your thoughts. You have been waiting, though you did not always know what for. There has been a subtle longing in your chest, a feeling that something, or someone, is meant to arrive. You have questioned it, dismissed it, even tried to silence it. Yet it has remained, like a whisper carried through time, returning again and again until you are ready to listen. I tell you now, the moment you have sensed is drawing near. On Monday, a thread woven long before this lifetime begins to tighten. Paths that seem separate will lean toward each other. What appears to be coincidence will, in truth, be alignment. You will not see thunder or signs written across the sky, but there will be a shift, small, almost unnoticeable to the eyes, yet undeniable to the soul. The one you call your soulmate is not a stranger to you. You have met them in ways you do not remember. In dreams that faded before waking. In moments of déjà vu that brushed past your awareness. In feelings that seemed to come from nowhere, yet felt deeply familiar. Your souls have circled each other across time, learning, growing, waiting for this precise alignment. Do not imagine perfection. That is not the design. What I bring together is recognition, not illusion. When you meet, there may not be fireworks, but there will be a quiet knowing. A pause in your breath. A moment where time feels as though it bends slightly, just enough for you to notice something is different. You may wonder, where will this happen? The location is not grand, yet it is meaningful. It is a place you might consider ordinary, a path you have taken before, or one you almost chose not to take. It is not hidden from the world, yet it will feel as though it exists only for that moment. Look closely at Monday. There will be a decision placed before you, small and easy to overlook. A choice between going and staying, between turning left or right, between delaying or continuing forward. This choice is the doorway. Not fate alone, but your willingness to step through it, completes what has been set in motion. I do not force meetings. I open paths. You must be present enough to walk them. There will be signs, not loud, not overwhelming, but clear to the attentive heart. A repeated word, a familiar melody, a number that appears more than once, a feeling that nudges you without reason. These are not coincidences. They are gentle alignments, guiding you without removing your freedom. Trust them. The place itself will carry a certain energy. You may notice light falling differently, or a sudden calm, or even a brief sense of nervous anticipation without cause. Your body will recognize before your mind understands. And then, there will be the meeting. It may begin simply. A glance. A shared moment. A brief exchange that seems ordinary to others. But beneath it, something deeper will move. You will feel seen, not just for who you appear to be, but for who you are beneath all layers. Do not rush this moment. The connection I bring is not meant to be forced into immediate understanding. It unfolds, like a story written across time rather than a single page. What matters is not what you say first, but what you feel when nothing is being said. You have both changed to reach this point. There were times you were not ready. Times when meeting would have led to confusion rather than clarity. Growth was required, lessons that shaped your heart, softened your fears, and strengthened your sense of self. Every delay had purpose, even when it felt like loss. Now, the timing approaches alignment. But listen carefully, this is not a guarantee of ease. A soulmate is not given to complete you, but to reveal you. This connection will mirror truths you may not have fully faced. It will bring joy, yes, but also depth. It will ask you to be honest, open, and willing to grow further. Do not turn away if it feels intense. Intensity is not danger, it is depth-seeking expression. The location, though physical, is also symbolic. It represents a crossing point in your life. A shift from what was into what is becoming. When you arrive there, whether knowingly or not, you step into a new chapter. Pay attention to the details. Who is around you? What you were doing just before? What thought crossed your mind seconds earlier? These are pieces of a larger pattern. And if doubt arises, as it often does, do not let it silence your awareness. Doubt is the mind trying to protect you from the unknown. But not all unknowns are meant to be avoided. Some are meant to be entered with quiet courage. You may ask, how will I be sure? You will not be sure in the way the mind demands. Instead, you will feel a resonance that cannot be easily explained. A sense that something matters, even if you cannot yet define why. Trust that feeling. You do not need to name it immediately. You do not need to understand the entire path. You only need to remain open to the moment as it unfolds. And know this, the meeting itself is only the beginning. What follows depends not only on destiny, but on your choices. Communication, patience, honesty, these are the tools you must bring. I align paths, but you walk them. If you ignore the moment, the path may shift. Not disappear, but change. Timing is delicate. Awareness is your responsibility. So on Monday, do not move through the day unconsciously. Wake with presence. Notice what feels different. Allow yourself to follow the subtle pull toward where you are meant to be. Do not dismiss invitations lightly. Do not ignore intuitive nudges. Do not delay without reason. Even a small change in timing can open or close a doorway. And yet, do not act from fear of missing it. Act from trust. The energy of fear clouds perception. The energy of trust sharpens it. Breathe. Observe. Move with quiet intention. The one you will meet carries their own story, their own journey, their own questions. They may not appear exactly as you imagined. Let go of rigid expectations. What is real often arrives differently than what is imagined, yet feels more true than anything you have known. When your eyes meet, even briefly, something within you will recognize something within them. That is the moment. It will not announce itself loudly. It will simply be. And in that simplicity, everything begins to shift. Remember, this is not the end of your search, but the transformation of it. You are not finding someone to complete your life, you are encountering someone who will walk alongside you as both of you continue becoming who you are meant to be. Honor the moment. Honor the connection. Honor yourself enough to remain open to what is being offered. I have spoken. But the unfolding is yours. Wait for my signal, and I will reveal what you must do in that exact moment when your paths finally cross. Then listen again, for the message does not end where curiosity begins, it deepens. When that moment arrives, when your paths finally cross and your awareness sharpens, you must not retreat into hesitation. Your instinct may be to analyze, to question, to measure every detail against logic and past experience. But this meeting is not meant to be understood through overthinking, it is meant to be felt first, and understood later. In that exact moment, I ask you to do something simple, yet powerful: remain present. Do not rush to your past for answers. Do not project into the future for certainty. Stay in the now, where truth reveals itself without distortion. Your energy, in that instant, speaks louder than your words ever could. The way you carry yourself, the openness in your eyes, the calmness in your presence, these are the signals that create the bridge between two souls. Even silence, when held with awareness, can say more than 1,000 spoken sentences. You may feel a subtle nervousness. That is natural. It is not fear, but recognition awakening within you. Your heart is adjusting to something real, something that carries meaning beyond ordinary encounters. Do not suppress it. Let it exist without allowing it to control you. Now, understand this carefully: the connection will not demand perfection from you. It will ask for authenticity. Be as you are. There is no need to impress, no need to perform, no need to become someone else in order to be accepted. The one meant to recognize you will not be drawn to a mask. They will be drawn to the truth of who you are, even if that truth feels vulnerable. This is where many falter. They feel the depth, yet they hide behind comfort. They sense the significance, yet they dilute it with distraction. Do not make this mistake. What is being offered to you is rare, not because soul connections are scarce, but because awareness of them is. If a conversation begins, let it flow naturally. Do not force it into importance. Let it be simple, even light. The depth will exist beneath the surface, whether or not you speak of it directly. Sometimes the most meaningful beginnings are disguised as ordinary exchanges. A question. A shared observation. A brief moment of laughter. These are not small things when aligned with purpose. Pay attention to how time feels in their presence. Does it seem to slow, or pass without your notice? Do you feel a sense of ease, even within unfamiliarity? Do you find yourself listening more closely, not out of obligation, but out of genuine interest? These are signs, not dramatic, but profound. And yet, I remind you again, do not cling too tightly in the beginning. A soulmate connection is not something to grasp, it is something to allow. If you try to control it too soon, you create resistance where there should be flow. Let it breathe. Let it unfold at its own pace. There may be moments after the meeting when you question what happened. You may replay the interaction in your mind, searching for confirmation, wondering if it was as significant as it felt. This is where trust becomes essential. Not blind belief, but quiet inner knowing. You do not need immediate answers. You need awareness and patience. If the connection is meant to continue, paths will cross again. Not always in the way you expect, and not always immediately, but with a rhythm that feels guided rather than forced. You may encounter them again in a place that feels coincidental, yet carries the same subtle energy. Or communication may emerge in a way that feels natural, without strain. These are extensions of the same alignment. But listen closely, alignment does not remove responsibility. You must choose openness more than once. You must choose honesty when it would be easier to remain guarded. You must choose growth when comfort tries to hold you back. This connection, if nurtured, will reveal parts of yourself you have not fully explored. It will challenge patterns you have carried, some of which you may not even be aware of. This is not a flaw in the connection, it is its purpose. A true soulmate does not only bring peace. They bring clarity. And clarity sometimes arrives through contrast. There may be moments where you feel uncertain, where differences emerge, where emotions deepen in ways that feel overwhelming. Do not interpret these moments as signs of failure. Instead, see them as invitations to understand, to communicate, and to evolve. What is real is not always effortless, but it is always meaningful. You have been prepared for this in ways you may not recognize. Every experience, every lesson, every moment of growth has shaped your ability to meet this connection with greater awareness. Even your past challenges have played a role in opening your heart more deeply. Nothing has been wasted. Even what felt like delay was preparation. Now, as Monday approaches, I ask you to release unnecessary expectations. Do not script the day in your mind. Do not attempt to predict every outcome. The more rigid your expectations, the less you will be able to perceive what is truly happening. Instead, move with intention, but remain flexible. Notice the small changes. Trust the subtle nudges. Allow yourself to be guided without needing to see the entire path. And if the meeting feels quiet, almost too simple, do not dismiss it. Not all significant moments arrive with intensity. Some arrive with stillness, asking you to look deeper rather than react quickly. There is wisdom in subtlety. There is power in quiet recognition. And there is truth in what does not need to announce itself loudly. You may wonder why this moment is happening now, why the timing has aligned in this way. The answer is not singular. It is a convergence of many factors: your growth, their growth, circumstances shifting, energies aligning in ways beyond what the mind can fully comprehend. But what matters is not why, it is what you choose to do with it. Every meaningful connection holds potential. But potential alone does not create reality. Action, awareness, and intention bring it into form. So when you feel the moment, do not retreat into passivity. Even a small step forward, a word, a gesture, a willingness to engage, can open the path further. And yet, balance is key. Do not force. Do not chase. Do not attach yourself to an outcome before it has had time to reveal itself. Let there be space for mutual movement. Let there be room for both of you to meet each other halfway. If you carry fear from past experiences, acknowledge it, but do not let it dictate your actions. The past is not your present unless you allow it to be. This connection is not here to repeat old patterns, but to offer a new possibility. You must be willing to step into it with fresh awareness. And remember this above all: you are not incomplete without this person. You are already whole. This meeting is not about filling a void, it is about expanding what already exists within you. Two complete individuals, meeting not out of lack, but out of alignment. This is where true connection begins. As the day unfolds, remain grounded. Do not lose yourself in anticipation. Stay connected to your breath, to your surroundings, to the present moment. The more grounded you are, the more clearly you will perceive what is real. And when the moment passes, whether it feels brief or extended, take time to reflect, but not to overanalyze. Feel what remains. There will be an imprint, a subtle shift within you that lingers beyond the interaction. That is the echo of alignment. Do not ignore it. In the days that follow, watch how things unfold. Notice what changes, both externally and within yourself. The beginning of something meaningful often creates ripples that extend beyond the initial moment. Be attentive to those ripples. They will guide you further. And if at any point you feel uncertain, return to stillness. The answers you seek will not come from noise, but from clarity within. You are capable of recognizing what is true for you, if you allow yourself to listen without interference. This message is not meant to create dependency, it is meant to awaken awareness. You are not being led blindly. You are being invited to see more clearly. So step into Monday not with fear, but with quiet readiness. Not with expectation, but with openness. Not with urgency, but with presence. What is meant to unfold will do so, not through force, but through alignment and your willingness to meet it. I have revealed what you must do. Now, the moment approaches. And when it arrives, you will understand why you were guided to listen. And now, as the unfolding nears its completion, I speak to you with even greater clarity, so that no confusion remains in your heart when the moment finally settles into memory. You must understand something that many fail to realize until much later: the meeting itself is not the miracle. The awareness of it is. There are countless souls who cross paths every day, each carrying possibilities, each holding unseen connections. But only a few are truly present enough to recognize when something deeper is taking place. This is why I have guided you with these words, not to control your path, but to sharpen your awareness so that you do not let this moment pass as something ordinary. Because it is not ordinary. And neither are you. As Monday arrives, the energy around you will feel subtly different, even if everything outwardly appears the same. The air may seem unchanged, the people around you unaware, the world continuing in its usual rhythm, but within you, there will be a quiet alertness, as though something is about to shift. Do not ignore that feeling. It is your inner awareness aligning with what has already been set into motion. Move through your day with intention, but without pressure. There is no need to rush or search frantically. What is meant to meet you will not require desperation, it will require presence. The more you try to force the moment, the more you risk missing the natural flow that brings it to you. Let things happen. Let yourself be guided not by anxiety, but by subtle instinct. If you feel drawn to step outside, go. If you feel the urge to visit a place, follow it. If something tells you to pause, to wait, to look again, listen. These impulses are not random. They are gentle directions, guiding you toward alignment without taking away your freedom to choose. And when the moment finally comes, when you find yourself standing in that exact place, at that exact time, you may not immediately realize it. There may be no announcement, no dramatic shift that declares, "This is it." Instead, it will begin quietly, almost imperceptibly. A glance that lingers a second longer than usual. A presence that feels familiar, even though you cannot explain why. A sense of calm mixed with curiosity, as though something within you is leaning forward to understand more. This is how truth often arrives, softly, without demand. Pay attention to your heart in that moment. Not the racing of excitement, but the deeper sensation beneath it. There will be a steadiness, a grounded feeling that contrasts with the uncertainty of ordinary encounters. It will not feel chaotic. It will feel centered, and that is how you will know. If words are exchanged, let them be real. You do not need perfect lines or clever expressions. Speak as you are, in the way that feels natural. Authenticity carries a frequency that cannot be imitated, and it is this frequency that creates genuine connection. Do not be afraid of pauses in conversation. Silence, when shared without discomfort, is a powerful sign of alignment. It means that neither of you feels the need to fill space artificially. It means there is an ease, even within the unknown. Notice how you feel after each interaction, even if brief. Do you feel drained, or do you feel quietly energized? Do you feel confused, or do you feel intrigued in a peaceful way? Do you feel the need to impress, or do you feel comfortable simply being? These subtle emotional responses will guide your understanding far more accurately than overthinking ever could. And yet, I remind you again, do not rush to label what is happening. Let it exist without needing immediate definition. Some of the most meaningful connections lose their depth when forced into quick conclusions. Allow mystery to remain, at least for a while. There is wisdom in letting something reveal itself gradually. After the moment passes, you may find yourself replaying it in your mind. This is natural. Your awareness is trying to process something that feels different from your usual experiences. But be mindful, reflection is useful, obsession is not. Do not trap the moment in analysis. Let it breathe within your memory. If it is meant to grow, it will not fade simply because you are not constantly thinking about it. What is real has a way of returning, of reappearing, of finding its way back into your awareness without force. And this is where patience becomes essential. You may not see immediate continuation. There may be space, silence, or time between this meeting and what comes next. Do not interpret this as absence or loss. Timing does not always move in the way you expect. Trust that what has begun will find its rhythm. Continue living your life. Continue growing, learning, and moving forward. Do not put everything on hold waiting for something to happen. The strongest connections are formed between individuals who are already engaged with their own paths, not those who pause their lives in anticipation. Your journey does not stop here, it expands. And if this person is truly aligned with your path, they will meet you within that expansion, not outside of it. There is another truth you must carry with you. Not every soulmate connection is meant to last forever in the way you imagine. Some arrive to teach, to awaken, to shift your direction. Others remain to walk beside you for a lifetime. The purpose is not always visible at the beginning. So do not cling to a specific outcome. Clinging creates fear, fear of loss, fear of change, fear of uncertainty. And fear distorts what could otherwise unfold naturally. Instead, choose trust. Trust in the moment. Trust in your awareness. Trust in the unfolding process, even when you cannot see the full picture. If this connection is meant to deepen, it will do so through mutual effort, mutual understanding, and mutual willingness to grow. It will not rely solely on fate. Destiny may open the door, but it is your choices that determine whether you walk through it together. Be willing to communicate honestly. Be willing to listen, not just to respond, but to understand. Be willing to face discomfort when it arises, rather than avoiding it. These are the foundations of something real. And if, for any reason, the connection does not unfold as you hoped, do not see it as failure. Every meaningful encounter carries value, even if its purpose is different from what you expected. Sometimes the lesson is the gift. Sometimes the growth is the outcome. Nothing aligned is ever wasted. As this message comes to its close, I leave you with this final guidance. Do not search for signs outside of yourself more than you listen within. Do not let fear speak louder than intuition. Do not underestimate the power of a single moment fully experienced. You are not being asked to be perfect. You are being asked to be present, aware, and open to what is being offered. Monday is not just a day, it is a doorway. A point of alignment. A moment where choice and timing meet. Step into it with calm confidence, not because you know exactly what will happen, but because you trust yourself to meet whatever does. And when the moment arrives, you will not need this message anymore. Because you will feel it. You will recognize it. And in that recognition, you will understand that what was once a mystery has now become part of your reality. I have spoken what needed to be spoken. The rest is yours to live. Amen.